Fish harvesters are exposed to many occupational hazards on board fishing vessels. A common hazard that has the potential to cause noise-induced hearing loss is prolonged exposure to high noise levels.
On a daily basis, you are exposed to noise. It's always an engine, whether you're in a small boat or a bigger boat. In the bigger boat, it's more noise. One thing, they're not really insulated well from the engine to where you're at, and the equipment.
When we fish crab, we're fishing in deeper water, and we're talking anywhere from probably 89 fathom to 110, 120 fathom. And there's a lot of strain on the ropes, and there's a fair lot of noise which comes from the crab hauler itself. Now when it comes to the whelk fishery, it's in shoal water and there's not much strain there, but one of the issues that I do have is that when the pots come in over, when we take our pots in and put them on our picking table is made of aluminum and stainless, and it's very, very noisy.
According to Workplace NL statistics, approximately 54.1% of occupational disease claims are hearing loss related. Fish harvesting was one of the top 3 industry classes of hearing loss related claims. Deafness, hearing loss, or impairment is normally not instantaneous, but very gradual over time. So individuals often don't realize it is happening until significant loss has occurred.
I found out about 10, 12 years ago that my hearing wasn't the greatest. I was always saying what, and it was driving my husband crazy. Go get your hearing tested, and I did.
My 2 daughters, when they started going to high school, the teachers requested that they have an hearing exam test done because they were loud in the classroom. They were speaking loud. So when they had their hearing test done, their hearing was fine, and then they asked them the question, have you got somebody in your household that got hearing loss?
The Fish Harvesting Safety Association also began hearing from fish harvesters who were experiencing hearing loss and collaborated with SafetyNet to address this important issue. Dr. Lorenzo Moro from Memorial University collaborated with the Fish Harvesting Safety Association. He set out to measure noise exposures in the small fishing vessel fleet and identified the main sources of hazardous noise to find practical and feasible solutions to help address this issue. As part of their research, they collected data on the occupational noise exposures of fish harvesters on 11 vessels in Newfoundland and Labrador, ranging in size from small, open-deck skiffs to larger deck vessels across 7 different fisheries. Their results confirm that fish harvesters are regularly exposed to hazardous noise levels, including when steaming. Engines and auxiliary systems in the engine room increase noise levels throughout the entire vessel, and noise levels were beyond the recommended levels for most of the spaces on the vessels. The results also confirmed excessive noise levels during actual fishing from various equipment used in harvesting shrimp, crab, whelk, lobster, and groundfish.
In my job, the noise I'm exposed to comes from the hauler and the boat, and also when you bring the crab pot or the whelk pot in and bang it down on the table, there's a lot of noise there then. And also when we're baiting up inside in the stage, coming from the compressor from the freezer.
The first step in preventing noise-induced hearing loss is to recognize if there are hazardous noise levels in the workplace. The engines are among the most significant noise source on a fishing vessel, and noise levels increase with an increase in engine power. However, depending on the size of the vessel, other onboard noises are generated from auxiliary machinery, such as generators, pumps, compressors, and gearboxes, as well as propellers and HVAC and piping systems. Noise is transmitted from these sources in the form of sound waves, which flow in all directions through the air and structural vibrations. Workers are at risk of hearing loss when they are in the path of the sound waves and are exposed to the noise levels exceeding 85 dBA for more than 8 hours. Fish harvesters are also exposed to short, loud bursts of noise lasting for less than a second, which are known as impulse or impact noise. Impact noise can also be a source of noise-induced hearing loss. Several jurisdictions treat impulse noise separately from continuous noise. A sound recommendation is that impact noise should not exceed 140 dBc. On a fishing trawler, for example, impact noise occurs when the heavy steel trawl doors impact the stern of the ship as they are secured.